Welcome, welcome. You have clicked on the right video this time because I have a special video about a sign that Almighty God Yahweh showed me a couple of weeks ago. And it matches with the helicopter airline crash that just now happened in Washington, D.C. I'm going to prove to you that Almighty Yahweh is giving us signs, and there's codes and different what I may call formulas in dates in with events that happen, like with famous people. And I believe the reason that Yahweh uses famous people is because if it's a normal person, like a regular person that just walking around, people may not notice it. But when these prophetic signs are attached to someone who's famous, then people will know who it is and will pay attention. Okay, it has a reach to it and a depth to it that just a regular man or woman walking around would not be able to have. And so going into this, I want to say that what happened with the crash of the helicopter in the American airliner was a terrible tragedy, and it's heartbreaking. I pray for the families involved and the friends of the people and those who lost loved ones and people very close to them, people in their primes. So I also want to say for people who may be family or friends of or lost someone or their heart is hurting about the situation, perhaps this may not be a video that you may want to watch at this time, just depending on how, because it just now happened and I'm going to be talking about it. So for anybody like that whose heart is hurting about it, um, it affected me too. I found it to be very sad, but if it's going to be upsetting, I urge you to find another video. I've done a lot of other videos on Almighty God's prophetic signs that can be watched otherwise than this one. Okay, so please be aware of that. And once again, my heart goes out to the loved ones or those who lost people on the airplane and the helicopter. Very sad. Okay. So a couple of weeks ago, I did a video about the tennis player, the African American tennis player Coco Gauff. I noticed that she won when she won the okay, yeah, I was looking for something, but I must have misplaced it, but that's okay. There's no reason not to move forward. So Coco Gauff, she had won the World Tennis Association, the Women's Tennis Association finals of 2024. She won it on November the 9th of 2024, and it was going over her earnings, and I realized that a lot of her information was matching up with the total solar eclipse. And I remember telling people, I said, there's a powerful sign. I said, there's something here that's talking about judgment. So let me get to that. I'm going to go over all of that. So, in anybody, there may be people who remember that I did those, like a couple of videos, too, a part one and a part two, about Coco Gauff and how, and she's just another person or that has prophetic signs that God put on her that we can see, but we just have to know that they're there. Okay, so the date of the Washington D.C. American Airlines helicopter crash was on 1/29/2025, January the 29th, and it was airline flight 5342. And that will become, you will see why that's very important as time goes on, as this is as we go over this. Okay, the these all being up, huh? So time, the exact time or the approximate time of the crash was 8:48 p.m. Now look at that. If you've been watching my videos, I've been warning people about the total solar eclipse that just happened on April the 8th of 2024. I warned people that this is a something that's coming and a judgment, and it's not going to go away. And you keeps all these signs point to 4/8. Look, 4/8, April the 8th, 4/8. Okay? So that's how it's a mighty, it's very telling that this incident happened at the time of 8/48, matching the time of the total solar eclipse. Okay, now the date of Coco Gauff's WTA finals win was on 11/9 or November the 9th, 2024. If you take the 11 and drop a 1, and then you drop the 9 and the 2, but you change positions. All you're doing is reversing the 9 and the 2. It gives you 29. 29 is the date that the American Airlines flight hit the helicopter. 129. And then if you come here uh, and you drop down 24, all you do is take the 1 from the 11. One of them came here. You take this 1 and bring it all the way over here and add the 1 20 25 to the 24. 1 plus 24 equals 25. Here you have it right there. 129 25 from the date of her win of the WTA finals. It matches exactly of the date as the airplane helicopter crash. Just in not doing anything special, but just going across and moving some positions, but nothing special. Once again, okay. So we have here the Coco Gauff's date of birth. She was born on March the 13th of 2004. If you take this number, the March, and drop it here, it gives you 3. If you take the 1, it really has no value. So you just multiply 1 times 3, that's still 3. 3 plus 2 equals 5. You drop the 5 there. Now, then you have 24, you have a 2 and a 4 here. The zeros have no value, but you switch, you drop the 2 and the 4 here, and you switch places, reverse them, and it gives you 42. From Coco Gauff's birth date gives you the exact number of the airplane that crashed into the helicopter. It was American Airlines flight 3542. 35, and really all that I did was just go across straight at the top. I went across and just put the numbers that were there. I just had to reverse a position and so on, but it was straight across, nothing special. All these numbers are matching. Okay. There was a very promising young African American. Her name was Kia Duggins. I'm sorry, and she was a very beautiful, intelligent, talented African American law professor, civil rights hero, a beauty contestant from Wichita, Kansas. She was Miss Butler County in 2014 and in 2015. Miss Duggins was also a top 10 finalist in the Kansas pageant in 2014 and 2015. Okay, so these are the years she won. She was competing and she won Miss Butler County. Okay, 2014 and 2015. Why is that important? Because if you take the last numbers of those dates where she won Miss Butler County and you add 14 plus 15, you get 29. 29 was the exact date of the airplane helicopter crash. She was one of the many wonderful people who passed that day, but it's something that her information matched. Okay, let's go. Coco Gauff, once again, she won the WTA Finals 11-9 2024. Okay, there's a reason going over this again. Now, this is getting to where I had warned people before. I had told people, and I'll see if I can put the link to the video where I talked about this. And I'm in no way attaching Coco Gauff herself or none of the other people that when I tell about the prophetic signs, I'm not attaching the person that the signs are connected to because they have nothing to do with it. It's just that they're famous people and Almighty God Yahweh attached these signs to things that they did so that we could see them. Right here. So 11-9. I warned you. This is where it's getting to where I told you that there was a bad sign within the date of her winning. I saw a sign for judgment. 11, right here, 11. I said, there's a judgment for something. I couldn't figure out what it was for. And right here, the next page, you got 11-9. You drop a 1. You take the 2 plus 2 times 4. That's 8. 3 plus 8 is 11 again. 11 is a sign of judgment or chaos, okay, or chaos. Is it going to be some chaos that we see? Is there judgment and chaos going on? So I was like, I didn't know at that time what that could pertain to until something told me to go back and look. And I saw all those 11s right here. 11, 1 plus 1, drop the 9, plus 9. Okay, you got 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 9 is 11 again. 11. All those signs for judgment. And if that's not enough, because this was like what I said on the other Coco Gauff video. I said there's not only 11s, but something even more worse than 11s, which is 9/11. Do you remember what happened on 9/11? The attack on the World Trade Center in New York City on September the 9th of 2001. Right here, within Coco Gauff's win of the WTA Finals in 2024, 9/11. And right here, 9 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 plus 1, 9/11. 9/11, 9/11. Okay? Very strong signs. So that's what I was saying. In my hands, I was seeing judgment and chaos. But I didn't know that also in my hands, using the same dates, that all I had to do was just go across the numbers and they would equal 129, 225, the same date as the helicopter. How can all this be coincidence? Let me go on. Okay, 64 people lost their lives on the American Airlines flight. Okay, so you have 11, 9, 11 plus 9 equals 20. You drop that 20, and then you have 24. 20 plus 20 plus 24 equals 64. 64 was the number of passengers that passed away on the plane. There were 3 crew members, bringing the total number to 67. But 64 is found within the day, again, of Coco Gauff's winnings. Okay, the collision occurred once again at 8:48 p.m. Okay, and here, if you take the 8:48, if you add 84 plus 8, it gives you 92. And then if you add 88 plus 4, 92. But 92 backwards is 29. 29, the same date of the airplane and helicopter crash. In my hands, I didn't know it, but I had the whole prophetic sign that gave us the date of the helicopter plane crash. Peace and blessings to you.